Okay guys, I finished setting up my WindMax generator. I changed quite a bit of electrical here. There's the charge controller. Green light blinking means it's charging. The other light, solid green, means the batteries are close to full. There's my 120 amp disconnect switch. And our meters. If we're putting anything on right now, a couple amps. I'll go over the wind speeds here in a second. Today we got a bit of a storm blowing in, so it's starting to pick up a little bit now. I wanted to show you what I did with the fusing coming in. Now, I have that same conduit, but I rerouted it, and it's actually 1.5 inches. I stated in another video that it was 2 inches. So I put this box in, and in this box is where I put my fusing for the unit. So each of the 3 phases are on my 100 amp fuses. It actually turned out pretty good, and it leaves me enough room to set another one over here. So when I have my second turbine on the house, I can bring everything in through that and do the same thing. I'll show you our weather forecast for today. They're saying 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. The date is right there, May 31st. So we have thunderstorms blowing in and 10 to 15 miles southwest wind. So here's my new toy. I picked this up at Walmart for $50. It's got a little wind gauge you can mount on the peak. It'll tell you gusts and your wind speed. So the wind's dying out a little bit. We still are putting out a charge according to the green light. Not seeing much of anything on amperage right now. See if we get a gust here, I'm hoping. 10 to 15 mile an hour gusts. I've seen it pop up to 8 to 10 amps already. So I'm already impressed with the output, to be honest with you, with this WindMax. It's everything I expected and then some. It's not even broken in yet. I just got it up yesterday. Just finished all the work yesterday and hooked it up yesterday. So it's, oh, there we got a little bit of a spike. Let's see if we get a gust here. Just about 8 amps. Let's see what we had for a gust. It's a steady 6 mile an hour wind, 10.7 mile an hour gust. These blades are awesome. Now, I did run number 6s all the way AC out to that turbine. I don't like to skimp on wire. That's my personal preference. I spend the money once, and that's that. That's how I like to do it. So I went over my inverter last time. One thing I didn't mention is that this is also a charger. I'm really happy with this inverter. So basically it hooks up to your panel on a 30 amp breaker, and you could charge your batteries off this. It's an 80 amp charger, and it'll charge your batteries depending on your amp hour total, in about 8 hours, depending on what your total is, if you're close to 1,000 amp hour battery setup. So, if you know a storm's coming in or something like that, I think it's a cool feature. Your batteries are low and you didn't have a lot of sun. Right now I have no solar panels, but I do plan on having them in the not so distant future. So, the other thing too is this panel is a generator transfer switch panel. So basically what there's an outlet on the outside of the house, 30 amp twist lock outlet that I can hook up I have an 8,000 watt generator to, and I flick the main off and then flick this breaker on, and now my generator's powering my whole entire panel along with the sub panel. Now when I want to switch to battery power, this is my main disconnect for that, and basically we have house and batteries. This is an interlocking panel cover, so when one breaker goes on, the other one gets switched off, so you can only have one source of power at a time. In here I have a hot leg and the neutral hooked up to the breaker, so I'm breaking the neutral and the hot off of this disconnect. So it's isolating the neutral too as well, so the neutral that's coming from the inverter isn't tied to the house neutral at all. And then this is separately grounded too as well, the sub panel. And then these are the circuits that I run off the generated power that I create, which right now is just wind, which will be solar in the not so distant future too as well, with multiple turbines. So I just want to give you guys an update. I did not put the WindMax generator through all kinds of testing like I did with the PMAs. I'll be honest with you, I was impressed with it right out of the box. I didn't feel I had the need. I didn't feel I had the need to. I think it was going to do everything I said it would. Earlier today, we were getting really light winds early this morning, and I was really watching close. I spent most of the day just watching what it would do. They're very accurate with their startup wind speeds to what they say their specifications on the website. They're accurate to a T. As far as their cut-in wind speed, accurate to a T. I am very impressed. There is no exaggeration or BS with this WindMax generator. What they say their wind generator will start up in, and I get turbulent wind at that location that I have if you've looked at my previous videos where I have my turbine mounted. So just wanted to give you guys an update and show you that we're charging batteries already, and let's see what we get here. Oh, another gust. We can get up to 8 amps there. I hope we see some 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts, and I doubt we will, but I want to see what type of amperage. You know, if they're as accurate as with everything else they've been with the wattage, you know, this should see upwards of 30 amps and a 30 mile an hour wind is what their peak is rated as. So this is a low wind model. Again, guys, it's the HY-400 12 volt 5 blade low wind model. This isn't even their high end, their high output one. This is just their least expensive low wind model. So I'm really impressed with it. So thanks, guys. Okay, it's about 5 minutes after that last video here. Figured I'd take you out here and let you see it. And the wind's dying out a little bit again. Now, one thing I noticed, these blades, they have a lot of momentum. You know, the second the wind dies out, they don't stop. They crank. They do have a little bit of sound to them. A little bit of a swooshing sound. Sounds almost like a dryer vent. But I'm really impressed with it. I think it's an amazing turbine. I did change a few things. That's why it took me a little while to get it up. I had to get rid of that 1.5 inch galvanized riser, put in a 2-inch riser. It's more stable. It impressed me, actually. The 2-inch, the strength of the 2-inch versus the 1.5 inch doesn't seem to flex nearly as much, and it seems to be more secure. As you can see, I don't have any guide wires on it. Never did in the past. I didn't have any issues, so I don't think with the 2-inch I'm gonna have any issues now. See if we can get in close there. I have two 2-inch straps in 3 locations that are holding it in place, and then I swiped it down to a 1.5 inch pipe there to go in. Now, I can get away with this on this home. These walls are plank walls. This is an old farmhouse built in 1890. The outside walls of this house are 10 inches wide by 4 inches thick. It's called a plank home, and those boards go from top to bottom on the house. So when I lag that in there, it's solid. It's not like newer homes, which are mostly plywood. So I can get away with that. I don't recommend that on every home. Obviously, mounting it on another home might be a little different. So, all right, figured I'd show you that. Take a look at the wind speed here again, and show you the time. We're getting a steady 10 mile an hour wind, 13 mile an hour gust.